So kind of a common question I feel like either we've seen or that you probably get when you pick up the phone is, my current integrator isn't returning my phone calls. What do I do?
Yeah, we do get that call. Probably, I mean, don't get me wrong, when we get those calls, obviously it's an opportunity for us to gain a customer.
Yep.
But it's always difficult. In our line of work, there's a lot of things that are standardized, but a lot of things that aren't.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that are left up to interpretation. A little bit of what we do is artwork, and every company kind of has their own way of doing it. They have their own manufacturers that they work with, and then those manufacturers have certain ways of making equipment and certain ways of configuring them, or in some cases certain ways of programming them. And in a lot of ways, when we get those calls, we're able to help with minimal friction, but it really depends on what the problem is. The worst case scenario when those situations happen is we're not able to do anything, largely. And in those situations, it's largely due to the home being operated by a control system that we don't work with.
Oh, sure.
There's 4 or 5 kind of main manufacturers. We work with 2 or 3 of them.
Got it.
And in the situations where it's someone we don't work with, it's just not practical for us to learn all of the ways of those companies, the manufacturers, to service things. And so then we can look at the age of the system and try and figure out how systemic the problem is. And then we might ultimately recommend a small overhaul so that going forward they have a refreshed system, but then also something we can service.